From Komando.com, it's your tech news today for Thursday, June 28th. And coming up in a bit, Facebook is abandoning its plan to deliver internet to people across the globe via drones. Plus, a collection of U.S. government agencies recently made a huge bust on the dark web. And the Senate just passed a bill trying to stop false emergency alerts from reaching the public. All that and much more in Tech News Today from the digital world of Kim Komando. Well, we start with Facebook abandoning its internet drone project. With Wi-Fi available in every coffee shop on every corner in the U.S., most of us probably take internet access for granted. But did you know that 4 billion people in the world still don't have access to the internet? In 2014, Facebook came up with an ambitious plan to change all that. The idea was to deliver internet via its own high-altitude drones. And the vision was to build a fleet of giant solar-powered drones that can fly 60,000 feet in the air for up to 90 days without landing. With the help of lasers, these drones would beam down internet access to developing nations and other remote areas of the world. The project has seen numerous problems since its inception. For example, one of the Facebook drones recently suffered a broken wing during a rough landing after a test flight. So now the social media giant has announced it is scrapping the whole project. There's a backup plan in place, though. Facebook says it will team up with firms like Airbus to continue the effort of connecting more people to the internet. Google is also working on a plan to deliver the internet to some of these areas without it. More news ahead, but first, a quick thank you to our amazing partners at Indeed.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. You need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Well, we can chalk one up for the good guys because a handful of U.S. government agencies recently made a huge bust on the dark web. The Department of Justice, Homeland Security investigations, and other agencies were all part of the first ever national-level undercover bust. Criminals selling drugs, weapons, and other types of contraband were all taken down in the sting. Money launderers on several dark web sites. It resulted in over 35 vendors being arrested with seizures having an estimated value of nearly $24 million. Opioids, guns, a grenade launcher, close to $4 million worth of gold and cash, and 2,000 Bitcoin were all seized. Bitcoin mining devices were also taken by law enforcement. Obviously, this isn't an end to illegal activity on the dark web, but it's a good start. Remember back in January when thousands of people in Hawaii thought that they were about to die? It was because of a Hawaii Emergency Management Agency sent an emergency alert to people's gadgets claiming there was a ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii, told everyone to seek immediate shelter, and it was not a drill. So thank goodness it wasn't a false alarm. It was triggered mistakenly by an employee who was subsequently fired. In an effort not to let this ever happen again, Congress is taking action. The U.S. Senate just passed the Authenticating Local Emergencies and Real Threats Alert bill. And get this, it passed unanimously. It still needs to pass the House, but if it does, it will give federal representatives greater authority when it comes to cautioning the public against false emergency threats. The legislation puts the responsibility of warning the public about natural disasters and extreme weather hazards on the federal government. Federal officials would be able to bypass local authorities to issue a direct notification to the public and correct misinformation if it ever occurs. And this should make the entire process of corrections quicker than before in Hawaii, where they had to wait almost 40 minutes during the fake missile warning before they found out it was not real. Apple just launched a free app that is perfect for both teachers and students. The cloud-based app is called Schoolwork. Teachers using iPads in the classroom can easily create assignments, collaborate one-on-one with students, and tap into the power of apps for learning and understand students' progress. The app, along with Apple's Classroom app, provides teachers across the globe powerful tools that will enhance the learning experience and help both the student and teacher get more out of technology that they use in the classroom every day. A schoolwork app makes it easy to create and send announcements and assignments with almost any type of content. Students can use it to stay organized and on top of when assignments need to be completed and turned in. You don't need to be worried about privacy either. Apple has already built in privacy and security features that allow the school's faculty to control accounts used by students and decide when student progress information is shared. We've come a long way from scratching out assignments on the chalkboard, that's for sure. Here's some good news for entertainment junkies. You've probably experienced this a time or three in your life. You have tickets to go see a summer blockbuster movie on Saturday, but Friday night, one of your Facebook friends spoils it by posting the shocking, twisted ending. Or you may have recorded a football game and avoided all human contact, hoping not to see the score, but sure enough, the result is posted on Facebook, and it's very frustrating. Well, those days may soon be over because Facebook is testing a new feature dubbed Snooze. It would let you select keywords to snooze, meaning those words won't show up on your Facebook newsfeed or groups for 30 days. So if you don't want to see any comments on the Avengers film, for example, you snooze the word Avengers and then you'd be safe. It even works if you're just tired of hearing about certain topics. If you just can't take seeing one more cuddly kitten video, snooze the word kitten and no more kitten videos, for 30 days anyway. The new feature just started rolling out on a small percentage of users. It should be available to everyone soon. On the security front, you never want to make this mistake. A recent study shows that 2/3 of all memory cards sold in the secondhand market still contain data that belong to the original owner. Think about the enormous privacy and security risk this is. Researchers studied 100 used SD and micro SD cards that were purchased from secondhand shops, eBay, other sources, and then they made virtual copies of each card and used normal data recovery software to retrieve files from the previous owner. The results are shocking. They found things like GPS data, scans of ID documents, selfies, intimate photos, and contact lists. Even if the card has been formatted by the previous owner, this data can be recovered with free consumer software. More shocking is the fact that 36 of the 100 cards checked were never even wiped before being sold by the previous owner. Only 25 of the cards were safely sold after being properly erased with a program that overwrites files multiple times, which makes the information irretrievable, which is why you really need to understand the process of wiping memory from a card. If you're going to sell a card, simply deleting files is not enough. This works the same way with your cell phone. They need to be fully erased and reformatted properly, or don't sell them at all. As they say, it's better to be safe than sorry. Have you ever tried to listen to FM radio on your smartphone? It can be helpful in these troubled times during a domestic terrorism event or severe weather situations when the power is out or when you're nowhere near a radio. Unfortunately, not everyone has the ability to do this because some phone manufacturers are blocking access to FM radio signals. A perfect example is with Samsung's unlocked Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. These gadgets have hardware that supports FM radio reception, but are missing the needed NAB-FM API. Good news is Samsung's June software update will correct this issue. It's adding the API with the update, which will allow users to listen to FM radio on their device. After the update, you'll just need the wired headphones plugged into the phone, and that will act as an antenna. Finally, for today's Komando kicker, in the saltwater aquarium trade, there's a shrimp that is both prized for its attractiveness and considered by others to be a dangerous pet. Did you know the peacock mantis shrimp can punch its claw at 50 miles per hour, accelerating quicker than a .22 caliber bullet? However, these shrimp only measure in size from 1.2 to 7.1 inches, so it's not that big of a threat. Did you miss a kicker? You want to impress your friends? Go to the Komando Kickers page at komando.com to see more awesome and unusual facts. And that's our tech news today, with special thanks to our partners at F-Secure.
We've heard all our lives that privacy is a right, yet each day that right is being taken away by every government on earth, including ours. But you have another right. That's the right to protect your privacy, no matter who's attacking it, which is why I recommend F-Secure's Freedome VPN. With F-Secure's Freedome VPN, your IP address is hidden from every website and service you visit. Not even your own internet service provider can see what you do when you're online. With F-Secure Freedome VPN, there are no logs of your internet activity. You're protected even when using public Wi-Fi networks. It's super easy to install and to use. Just push one button and your privacy is protected. There's no sign-up and no credit card details required. Get 20% off when you use discount code KIM. What I do online is my business. So why should I share my privacy with the government or anyone else? Visit f-secure.com/Kim right now. That's f-secure.com/Kim.